Good day, everyone. I'm Jamie, and I will be reporting on Module 6, the printing process. I will be touching on the history of printing and the basic printing methods. So, before we dive into the rich history of printing, let us first define what printing is. So, printing is the process of reproducing an image from a source onto a surface. Yung surface, it can be paper, wood, stone, or any material you can think of that we can put an image in. The image naman, it can be in a form of text, photo, or other visual elements. Now, let's have a brief discussion on the rich history of printing. We can trace the development of printing thousands of years ago sa mga caveman, sa mga carvings inside the caves, sa stones or sa woods. So moving on, do you know that the earliest printing method started in China during the first century? This method is called the xylography. So, what they do in this method is they carve symbols on a wooden block, then lalagyan nila ng ink yung carved image na bahagi na yon, and then they will press that image onto a smooth surface. So, basically, para siyang stamp. Pero I can't imagine the amount of work dito no sa method na to. Grabe, napaka-intricate. So moving on, during the 11th century, Bi Sheng developed the first movable type printing. Bi Sheng's movable type printing changed how ancient China printed its documents. Mas naging madali and mabilis ito. The difference of this development from xylography is that the blocks can be arranged. Unlike yung xylography na kinakarve nila yung buong page ng libro sa isang malaking bloke ng kahoy, dito sa movable type printing na dinevelop ni Bisheng, the characters of the text are carved into small blocks. In this way, the blocks can be rearranged and you can pick which character you need instead of having to start all over again. Then, in 1450, we have Johannes Gutenberg who invented the first printing press that used movable metal. So, this invention started the printing business. Books are now a lot easier to reproduce. Gutenberg's most famous work is the Gutenberg Bible. It's also known as the 42-line Bible that is printed using his machine. Alam nyo ba, before the invention of the printing press, books were basically considered as a luxury because they have to be copied by hand. Imagine that. Kaya, thank you to these inventors who paved the way to make books more accessible to everyone. Imagine, ngayon pa nga lang ang mahal na ng libro. Paano pa kaya nung mga panahon nila na wala pang printing press? So, maybe it's safe to say that printing did not only revolutionize typography and communication, but it also revolutionized education. By the way, if you are curious how Gutenberg's printing press works, I have attached a supplement video along with this report. Innovation did not just end with Gutenberg as more technologies in communication were developed. Some of the inventors worth mentioning are Aloysius Senefelder from Germany. He invented the printing technique of lithography. Later on, we will learn more about this method. And then we have Joseph Nicephore Niepce from France, who is one of the earliest pioneers of photography. Both of these inventors, si Aloysius and Joseph, they both experimented on the use of photographic principle in printing. And then finally, in the 20th century, the offset printing method was born in the United States. Today, printing methods have improved and evolved so much, especially in this digital age. With the technologies we have and the publishing softwares we use, mas madali at mas efficient na talaga ngayon. And despite of the advancement of new communication technologies, print media always print media plays a significant role in reaching diverse audiences. Now, let's proceed with the modern printing methods. Modern printing methods can be distinguished from the ancient methods by its use of movable metal type and the printing presses that mass produce image. We will be going through the five modern printing methods. So the first one is the letterpress, or printing what is left on the surface. Number two is the gravure printing, or printing what is below the surface. And number three, we have offset lithography, or printing what is drawn on the surface. And we have silk screen printing, or printing through open areas in screen. And finally, we have color printing. Now, let's go through each of these methods. The first one is the letterpress, or relief printing. This is one of the oldest printing method. The way it works is the text or image is on a raised surface. Para siyang rubber stamp. Ink is applied on the raised surface, and then paper is pressed directly against to it to transfer the text or the image. Letterpress can produce work on high quality at high speed, but it requires much time to adjust press for varying thickness of type engravings and plates. And then number two, we have gravure printing, also known as intaglio. This process involves the engraving of the image onto a surface of a plate. The plate is ink, and then the excess ink is wiped off. Tapos yung matitira na lang na ink doon, yung nandun sa mga cut out areas of the plate. And then paper is pressed on the plate para matransfer yung image. This method is known for producing high quality pictures, pero medyo matrabaho yung process niya. And then the third one, we have offset lithography, or also known as plumography. Offset lithography operates on a simple principle: greasy ink and water don't mix. Image information, it could be in a form of art or a text, is put on a thin metal plate which are dampened by water and ink by rollers on the press. So the oil-based ink adheres to the image area, the water to the non-image area. The ink area is then transferred to a rubber cylinder, or yung tinatawag nila na blanket, and then onto the paper as it passes around the blanket. The process is called offset, since the image doesn't go directly from the plate to the paper, but is offset or transferred to another surface as an intermediary. And then we have silk screen printing, also known as serigraphy. Um, I know a lot of us medyo familiar sa method na to, no? And this method involves the transferring of an image into a surface through a silk screen. Silk screen printing is a stenciling method that involves printing ink through stencils that are supported by a fabric mesh stretched across the frame called a screen. So, silk screen printing is ideally suited for bold and graphic designs, and it is commonly used on cloth, particularly on t-shirts. And finally, we have color printing. This is commonly found on computers or digital printing. Isang example nito is yung mga printers natin sa mga bahay natin or in our offices. Color printing differs from black and white printing. Siyempre, di ba? It's colored nga. And it's because the colors are broken into four basic colors. Yung red, blue, yellow, and black. And each color is applied separately para makakreate ng different shades of color. Kaya, mas expensive din siya compared to the black and white printing. So, that sums up my report. And in conclusion, we have seen the evolution of different methods and techniques in printing. Pero makikita pa rin natin na essential part pa rin talaga to ng buhay natin, yung essential part pa rin ng buhay natin ng print media up to this day. It remains a powerful tool for information dissemination, especially to remote areas na wala namang access sa internet, sa TV, or sa radyo. Thank you all for listening, and have a great day.